So just a note here, I will be, everyone is muted, but you can hit Alt and H, and that'll bring up the chat window. So if there is any questions about anything here that you'd like to see, feel free to ask that. Alt and H, the spot to do that. Again, we're going to be going over season management as well as online tickets and dropship apparel. Also, be sure to stick to the end because we do have a survey that you can fill out. If you do fill that out, you'll be entered in for a chance to get $200 off for next year's subscription. So, be doing that as well. So let's get rocking and rolling here. So I'm going to go over season management, but I'm also going to add in all of these other tabs here, what they do. So I'm going to kind of go over all of these other buttons here besides this race management one. If you are interested in race management, we got you covered too. We'll be doing more webinars here very soon. We got the dates announced. We're just going to put in the times here very soon. You also can view our past videos on webinars, and we have all of that available right here, and then help videos right there. So let's get started. Right here at the top, I'm at my track here. This is your favorite track. I am at the dashboard here. So all of the different buttons that we're going to be viewing are all available here. We also have some fun data that we can see. So we can see how many people have favorited my track in the app. You can see my billing. You can see what it looks like in my profile here. Rewards, I'll go over rewards in just a second. The sandbox mode for race management, as well as the help and support desk. So all of these are pretty much going to be related to things that are right over here on the side. We also have these alerts right here for various things. Right now it's going to be telling me that it wants me to connect to social media. I'm also going to pop up my series here. I'll show you why in just a minute. Tracks and series, for the most part, going to be working very similar. So we have your favorite track, your favorite series. There's going to be a few key differences when we get into the season management part right here. So we'll go move on down to this tab right here, your favorite track side, and this is going to have all of our images here. So you can see that we do have my all of these images are already created for me by a team here. You can actually add in your own, so we could upload an image. When we upload this image here, it's going to be giving us these dimensions here. So we can just upload from our computer. We also can download a template if you'd like to do that yourself, you can. Or if you need to, feel free to reach out to us. We can help you out with that, with creating this. The header image, that's going to be this one right here. You can actually see it's going to highlight that in that kind of green shade. Same idea right there. The size is going to be a little bit different, but we're going to be using that there. We're also able to edit our profile. That's going to be this button right here as well. We can also see who we are listed in the app, which I am. So we'll move right on to the profile side here. So here I'm able to add in some information about my track. So I have added in a few things here. I've added in my address information, various contact information, the latitude and longitude here, so you can see where we're located in the heart of beautiful downtown Lincoln. You can see the track features here as well. All of these will show up on the app. So when fans are looking in the MyRacePass app, all of this information that we have here is going to be available for me. We also have aliases. So what you can add in an alias, essentially what those are is, if let's say my track went as YFT, for example, I could put that in there so that when I search for that, you're able to find that in the MyRacePass network. You could also use that for any past names that your track's gone by or series. So you can just do that. If you click Add Alias, It's going to ask for a name and the year, and then give that out to us so that we can look through that and just approve it. We do that generally within the same day. Billing, we can manage our billing from here as well for our plan. We can update that billing information, change the card. We do have the rewards here too. So our rewards are from here. You can see how my track's doing on my rewards. See, I need to add in more events with online tickets, and I need to get some apparel items. I'll be going over those 2 goals here too. This next one up here is the MRP Live transponder integration. So if you use MRP Live, which if you have transponders, there's really no reason for you not to. Takes the lineups that we're doing in MyRacePass, puts those in the transponder system, then takes those results, put those back into MyRacePass so we can do further things with them. You can actually do that here. Each one of these goals, if you hit them, you get $50 for each goal. You hit all 3 of the goals, you get an extra $100 off. That's going to be $250 off for next year. We can combine that with other things as well. So if you do win the $200 off, for example, for that survey, hey, that's just that works together. So just some things to think about there for the year. So we're going to go down to race management next, or not race management, season management. Excuse me, a little bit of a slip there. We have this calendar, and it's going to give me sort of an at-a-glance view for what's coming up, what has happened already, and also show me my pending online registration. So these are folks who have registered online that I still need to confirm their registration. The first time you do this, if you haven't done it at all, it'll ask you to create a different season. And if you haven't put in your schedule, feel free to do this. Go into here, put in a season for 2019. You're also, every year, that's what you'll do. You'll just add in a brand new season. And they'll want you to go here, to this configuration page, the first time you do this. What we're going to be doing as a track, so we have our track here. We have the series that's going to be racing, and we also have our classes. So the first time we do this, we can add in our classes. So I have my classes, the ones I've done last year. I can also look it up by sanction. So if I was IMCA sanctioned, I needed to add in an A mod, for example, I could. So we can add in those classes here. If you're looking for, if you've used this in the past and you're looking for those overrides, you can actually go into the settings right here. Anywhere you see the settings, you're able to get into this manage classes page right here. And you can do those overrides here. So you can see that I've added in the MRP 360 sprints. So that's what comes over. And for A modifieds, we've added in IMCA A modifieds. Kind of add that in there. For series, I've added in all of the different series that are going to be racing with me, which for me, just this one series. You can see that we do have its name right here, and I said it's going to be racing. So they're going to be racing sport compacts here. So I made sure to add sport compacts in. It'll tell you every series that we have in the system, it will have a kind of a main class attached to it. And we're going to make sure that it matches up as right there. That's going to make sure that it shares that information over to both track and series at the same time, so we don't have to enter it in twice. When you do that, when you add it in, it'll ask if you want to add in that that class. You can go ahead and do that. Also, as a note, just make sure if you can to not use any name overrides on that, because if I was to put your favorite series sport compacts in here, it's actually going to match up with when I add it into the schedule. So it'll use the full name. So I can just keep it as this, and it'll, when I've matched up to the series, it'll say that linking process that I was talking about. If we go to the series side, their setup page is going to, all of this is going to be the same up to the setup page. and they're going to do something a little bit different. So they have their class already set up. They're just going to say which tracks they're going to be racing at. And to add a track, they can just click Add Track. It'll pop up the window there. And so they're able to choose, here's the ones that they've used in the past. They can look through all the tracks that they've raced or search for a brand new one and just type up a name, and you'll be able to find that track and add it in there. Same with series on the other side. So this is the track side. I can add in more series here. So they're going to be adding in this information here, and then we'll do events now. We'll set up our schedule for both. So I've created a couple different schedules already for my track. I have different schedules for different things. A schedule is going to be where you're applying points to throughout the year. So in general, you'll probably have a one main schedule that you use where the majority of your points will go. But if, for example, you have a list of specials, so these races in January were all special races. So I've actually kind of segregated them out from the rest of the pack there. I can add more schedules if I want to right up here. To do that, we just say exactly what it's for. So if I had like a speed week or like a 2-day show where they acquired points across those 2 days, and I wanted to keep that separate, I could do that right there. Let's view all events on my main schedule. We can see all of the dates that we've run, past and future. So these are events that have already ran through here. You can also see I have others. But if I wanted to add another event, let's say we wanted to add, let's do April the 4th and 3rd. Let's do both. So when we hit next, we're able to add a name to the event, which I highly recommend that you do. Because otherwise it'll default to April 3rd, 2019 at your favorite track. And we want to make something that's catching, you know. So we'll add in the classes that are going to be racing there. Let's say that Sport Compact class will be racing. We can put in a name, when things open, so when the opening times are. We hit Add Next, and it's going to keep track of this for me. And you can also see on April 4th, it looks like someone's already added in an event here. So I'm going to assume that's my series. So my series is added in their schedule. If you see that, that's totally fine. We can find that here. We'll add it. It's good to go. If we added in an event that we didn't mean to, so let's say April the 2nd here, we didn't mean to do this. We can just hit dismiss and it will remove that from us. And then we go to the series side. When they add events, they're going to be doing things a little different. So when they add events, they'll go to your favorite track. You can see they already added the 4th. We'll add the 3rd. And they're adding in their information here. So they can add in their own name, but the pits, opening times, gates, that's all going to be done on the track level. The tracks control that information. So we'll add it in. Now both track and series are going to be there. Let's take a look at those April dates and see what we can do with them when we're inside there. So you can see that your favorite series has said that they're going to be there with that class. I can add more classes. I can add another series here if I want to. We can also see all the people who have had this on their schedule. So if I had any drivers who said that they were going to be there, you might see drivers in there. And that's okay. That's just so you know who's expected to be at this event. So you can see that your favorite series, my series, has added that in there too. Again, we can change the name, add more details, and we can also add tickets from here too. So as I said before, tickets are one of the goals that you have for the year. We can do a couple different things. We can add when they're available for, when they go till. So right now it's going to end about a day before here, so I get enough time to know to print off the reports who's bought those. I can set a pre-sale price. So pre-sale price, it's going to be right there. I can set a specific amount or quantity of tickets that I want to sell in advance. So let's say if I wanted to, I could say that anybody that buys here in the first week gets a special price off my tickets. So if I did 20, 15 right here, I'm just kind of making up the numbers here as I go. We can put in how many tickets of those we want to sell. And we go by these groupings here. So these general admissions, VIP, reserved, and pit passes, and the different sections. You can always rename these as you need to. The one I see a lot, for example, kids 10 and up. And then they can have their own special pricing here. We're also able to set if it's a rain check or a refund. And we'll hit add. That event is added. We'll come back to this event right here, but in the meantime, we can share this to Facebook and Twitter right from here. Highly recommend doing that. Sharing that to Facebook and Twitter. The more that you share it, the better. So I got a question here about the online tickets. So about what's stopping a competitor from making copies and just giving them out to their friends. So if we go into our tickets page right here for the individual event we just made, we can see a couple things. So there's a couple different options we have to prevent that. So one is the sold tickets right here. So I just made this, no one's bought one, but you can see it breaks it out by types. So I could they have that voucher there that says that they bought those tickets. They have to go to a window. They're will call tickets. So when they show up, you just cross them off the list with their identification and that voucher. Cross them off the list, and then they're good to go. You also can have hooked up to that the redeem window. So with the redeem window, that does the same thing I was telling you about with the form where they have the voucher. But you're actually able to scan that voucher, and it will check them off this list here too. And then if it's already scanned and checked out, if they tried to use that same barcode, it'll lock them out and say, hey, you've already used this. And so it'll lock them out of doing that. So that's an option that you have there. Comes with all the plans for tickets. This is actually where we manage the individual ticket event. It has a special spot right here, so we're kind of skipping ahead a little bit, but that's totally fine. Always happy to answer questions. If you have other questions like that, Alt and H is the best place to do that. That'll be where you can ask any questions there about tickets or anything else that you'd like. So another thing we're able to do here, we can make the tickets active or inactive, which I'm going to do. I'm just going to disable them. I don't want anybody buying tickets to my fictional events. Again, we can share this out in social media. We can add pictures. So if we had a poster created for that, we can add it here. I can add more information right here in this ticket information tab. About the MyRacePass policy, but you can have your policies here for rainouts. You can also edit this. I can have a thank you message for when they buy there. So this is what it shows right here. And then I can also have coupons. So I can actually, for each event, I can have a different coupon for it. So I can go to my sponsors and have specific events so they can be the voucher on every one of those vouchers that the fans would hand out. So that's another option that you'd have there. Really great to work with some hotels, other area businesses, restaurants, things in the area to get some extra that sponsorship there. Again, that's where you're going to be clicking on this tickets button right here. It's going to take you to each individual event. At the end of every night, what you'll be doing is going here to this edit ticket status button. With that, we actually send out a form. So if I clicked it, it'll say I haven't filled out that form, essentially. You fill out a form. Basically, that lets us know which number you'd like texted. We'll text you that code. And then you say that the event ran as planned. And then we deposit the funds in your account the following Tuesday. If the event was rained out, you can do that. You also can issue the refunds from here as well. That just lets us know that needs to be done there. We go back here to our event details. So back to this page. There's a few other things that we can do from this page when we're right here. So we can, again, add more series, add more classes. We also can copy it right from here too. So we like the way that this is set up, and we're going to do this a couple times. We can actually copy the event over. So let's do that. Let's copy it for the 2nd. It's going to have everything over. It's going to copy everything again so that when we go to April the 2nd, it's copied that identically. We also can say if the event is rained out from here, so we can do rainouts if we need to. You also can do that from the events page right here. So when you go to the list of every single event, you also can view all of this right here. So right into event status, and I'll do that. So if we wanted to rain out this day, we could. Let's do it actually. And it'll have that rain cloud icon. All of these icons are gonna say what's kind of going on here. So you can see I have entries listed on this day. I added in results. This is running a schedule. I have some that are rained out. So it'll let me know, like if I see this, I have no results. I should probably take a look at this and see why that is. We also can get into race management right from here too. So if I clicked on that, that'll take me to the race management for that day. We're ready to go. I also can add classes in big batches too. So you saw how I added them in individually. If I needed to, let's say in all of these days in April, we're actually adding in another class. Click all those, and I can add or remove classes. So you see it's going to ask for those right there. So I can add those classes up. I also can filter out, see the events that I have that have tickets. There's the ones I disabled. Then you can also see the ones that don't have tickets. And I'll help you out if you need to add any for those as well. Points will be the next tab down. So when we go to points, it's going to have a list of all of our points here by each class. We can switch between those different classes right up here. Let's take a look at this right here. We're able to click on these drivers right here, see the breakdown of where all their points came from. We're also able to see, kind of at a glance, this information. This earnings won't be public. This is just kind of yours at a glance. You can also see the owners. So if I had owner points or owners receiving pay, you can actually see all that right there. We're also able to see where the points came from. So you see I have 14 events that I've ran. All of these have competitors. And then you can see there's some of these events that I don't have points for, but I have entries. And so that's something you're going to want to look out for as well. So you ever see this where it's like you look like it's off a day? You actually find out right here which days don't have points but have entries. We also can view the standings from the past. So if I wanted to see how it looked like at the beginning of the month, I could. and we'll keep track of all of that right here and all our points and everything. Payments, sort of the next screen down. And if you're having any questions about any of this, again, Alt and H is the spot to ask any of those. Happy to answer questions that you got there. So you're actually able to see all the different payments that I've issued throughout the year. So if I wanted to find on the 6th here, we actually can see that. And then if I click on this, it'll take me to those individual payments that I made. To just help me trace down and find everything a little bit more. Suspensions will be something that'll be coming very soon, so be on the lookout for those. We'll be announcing more about that there in the future. So that kind of goes over everything in the season management side of life. It also kind of answers everything with this tickets. If you have any questions about those, again, Alt and H, the spot to do that. We'll also be giving out that link to the survey very soon after we finish the call. So be on the lookout for all that. We'll be happy to help out with that. So remember, you also get $200 off for next year's subscription if you do that. Let's go right on down. So the next one will be race management, but we're going to go into reports. So in this report, we have all of the different, it's going to be broken out a little bit different than we're used to. So you're actually going to be able to see by entries, lineups, results, and our points. Some of the ones that you might be aware of. This yearly payout report is one very similar to one that we've had in the past. You can see that here. So that's going to list off all of the pay across all classes across the entire year. And that's going to be owners and drivers. We also can see our point average reports. So a lot of different, these are kind of the overview reports. Each of the reports here inside of the race management, so we took a peek right over there. These reports are going to be more per each day. So this is going to be more for 314. But if I go backwards here, this report right here are going to be kind of the overview of what's going on. Taking a look at some of them, like the points by date, for example. This actually helps me keep track of all of that. See that we can ask my schedule, how we've applied points here by each date that we've been racing. I'm also able to export this to a PDF or Excel. So if I need this as an Excel, we do have that. And I can make this smaller if I need to, so I can put more per page if I was to print this out. And all of them have this sort of information here. We're able to switch this one between points and pay, and then we can also toggle on or off all pages. So we can toggle those. So if I just wanted my sport compacts, for example, we can see those. And of course, you can print right up here. So a lot of reports are going to have this same sort of feel to them. We go down to web management. So inside of web management, there's all of the pages here that you'd be used to if you have a website through MyRacePass. Kind of reside in this this globe or this volleyball. That's what I like to joke what it is right here. So you're able to add in pretty much everything here from all of these. So all of our news. So it's going to pop up here with the different news articles that people have tagged me in. This is a good point that you're going to want to share as much as humanly possible there when it comes to when it comes to news articles. The more that you tag, the better. Helps propagate news stories throughout the network. If you have any questions about that, how that would work, and how to get started with a website through MyRacePass, for example, you could always ask Alton H. Yeah, Alton H is the spot to ask any questions there. You can also message me direct if you'd like, if you don't want the rest of the group to see that as well. So we can add all these articles. We're also able to share other ones here. So we can add in our news right here, put in the headline, the date for that, so we can backdate it or put it for today's date, which I'm going to do. We put in a credit for that, put in the article. We can have different media for this, so we can pull from our own media that we have here. Same thing, the tagging is going to be available. The more that you tag, the better when it comes to things here. But the thing that you absolutely have to tag is going to be the type of racing. So you can see all those different types are going to be right there. There's general non-racing. That's what I'm going to be using. If this is not a specific type of racing, but we're able to do all that there. So preview the news. This looks good. We can do a couple things with that. So we're able to feature it, which means it's going to be pinned more to the top, even after I add in other news articles. And we can share this to Facebook and Twitter out. This, we can see how many people have viewed it right here. We can edit it, and we can add more types of tags. And again, adding more tags, very handy there. Lets that be found more places throughout the MyRacePass network. And this is things that I know it's for adding in for a MyRacePass website, but also, people do look at the profiles, and there's always more that we're looking to do in the future. So updating your news articles here is just another great way, an easy way to do a lot of promotion here. Even if you're not planning on getting a MyRacePass website, you do have that option right there. So we can also add in different media right here as well. Media is going to be working in this kind of gallery system. So we can add in different galleries. You can see I have ones for the different years. If I wanted to add in a sub-gallery, so I can add in galleries inside of galleries, I could. But let's just work in 2019 right now. We're able to just add in right from our computer. We'll upload new. And we can just drag and drop files right from our computer. So if I select some, I can find some of the different files that, some different photos here. Maybe. So we'll got this photo right here. We'll add it. We can also add more than one as well. So you can add in a couple different photos here. So if I wanted to upload another, I certainly could. Oh, got stuck on the other another screen there. So you can see I've added in my two pictures here. So if I wanted to crop this, I could. I could rotate it. I could add in a caption if I'd like to, right from here as well. So we do have a lot of different options. We can also reorder this if we wanted this in a specific order. Let's say I wanted to just open with that new photo I got there. We're able to do that right there. We also can edit that gallery, so we can change the name, the date of the gallery. So we can do quite a bit with it here. We also can add more videos. Videos, the way that those are going to be working, instead of dragging and dropping from our computer, we'll just use a YouTube, Vimeo, or Ustream URL. You can view that right here. Just put in that link to there, and you're able to copy that over. Some other things of interest that for here for you, we do have our profiles drivers. So this is going to be where all of our drivers, where the entry list is going to get all those entries that you can click on. So you can find those here. If we need to edit those, edit car numbers, edit transponder numbers, switch statuses. So if I knew this driver actually retired, we could set him as archived, for example. We're able to do that right there. And we're also able to sort it. Let's say I have a driver here too. I need to change his name. So Leonore Rempel here. Looks like he's already changed his name. He's very, very prolific here. If we wanted to change it though, we could change this here. We can put in a request. I actually look over all of these different requests that come in to make sure that everything looks good. So if you put in that request, we can take care of it there. Here in the pit board. So the pit board is one-way communication with the drivers. So any drivers that claim their profile, in addition to a lot of the other benefits they do get this pit board. So you can put in messages here. So I put in that I'm having a pit meeting here. Any rules changes, anything like that, drivers who claim their profile and say they're going to be racing at the track, you'll be able to use that. Tickets, that's going to be the same as the ticket spot when I showed you that when we added them. So you have that right there, or you can get to it from the individual events. Again, if you have any questions about any of that, let me know. I'd be happy to answer any questions for you or about anything else. And that's going to be Alt and H is the spot to do that. You're able to ask any questions that you may have. Feel free to do so. I'm always happy to help out there. Other things we have here is the store. So that store is going to be where we're going to be. We have our MyRacePass market, for example, and you're able to actually see some of the different things we've done for tracks here. You actually can manage your individual apparel right here. I know some of you do have that that option, so you're probably pretty familiar with this. But you're actually able to see here some of the other shirts that we've done, and we have a lot of different options and styles available here too. So yeah, you can set the prices on those, and then you make the profit there for each shirt that you sell. So we have a lot of different styles. So if I wanted my Wissota 100 shirt, I wanted it long sleeve. I'm a big fan of Sapphire, and I'm a bigger dude, so we can go there. So you can see I had all these options here. It was really quick and easy for me to do. And if you want to get set up with that, it's a really simple process to do it. Even if you already have some, for example, you can always add in more for the year. It is one of the goals too. So if you sell 50 of those for the year, you are actually going to get $50 off plus whatever you get from selling those. So you can actually go here to t-shirts and get that promoter track apparel. You can see that we do have level 1 and level 2 shirts available. So those level 1 shirts are available right here. We can actually see some of the different options here. For the level 1s, we're going to take this kind of base right here and apply your individual branding, individual colors and things to that to kind of personalize this a little bit more. For example, this here with that, this is kind of that your favorite track sort of design. You can actually see that here, or we'll change that. For example, the Saturday night to, if you race on Thursdays, we could change it to Thursday, for example. We can do that one. You also have the level 2 design. And the level 2, you actually get different car options. It's a little bit more open with what you want to do with that. So you can choose, if I want to do asphalt modified. You're able to choose there what you're looking to do with that. Get that added on there. So a lot of cool things you can do with that. Again, both tickets, MRP Live, and apparel are all things that you can get the rewards for next year. So doing all three, saving $250, and that's just $250 off next year. You also get all of the things for the T-shirts there, all the profits from them, and all of the ticket sales too. So a lot of opportunity there for you for doing that. So really handy. So that's the store. You're actually able to manage that individual the individual pricing that you want to do for those for each item. So you set the margins on them right here. Contact, you can put in the contact information again in here. And then these other pages, these would be more if you do have a website through MyRacePass. You can always update that, add that in there right from there. So I'm going to open it up for questions now. We do, for a little bit, we're going to open it up for questions. You can't hit Alt and H, and I'll bring up the chat window where you can ask any questions. We already have had one, so pretty great one. If you do have any more questions, though, the spot to do that, again, Alt and H is where that will be at. Do not be afraid. I am happy to answer any questions that you got there. Also get that survey link out to you. Be sure to fill out that survey if you can. That survey really helps us out a great deal, learning what you like, what you don't like, and so we're really need that to happen. Plus that drawing there, $200 off for next year's subscription as well. So it's a great thing to help out with. Great thing to have there. So be sure to do that. Be putting that into the chat there. Be sure again if you have any chat questions, feel free to ask them. You can ask them inside the chat or in person there. I'm going to put in this right here and get you going. So feel free again, fill that out. Happy to do that. I'm going to be doing more of these webinars here next week. So sort of the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Time is to be announced, but for the next 2 weeks, I'll be doing those. So, if you have a specific time preference, if you're looking for that, that's a great thing to put on that survey as well. So just hint. If you did want to do that, you certainly could. I will be again for the next 2 weeks. So going to be the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I know also we do have some Wissota tracks here on this call, and Josh from my team will be at Jamestown this weekend. You can speak to him as well. He'll be going over everything too in person. So he's great to work with as well. And he isn't even on this call, so he's not. I'm just saying good things anyway. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. Again, we'll be leaving it open for questions here for the next couple of minutes. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask us there. Sorry about that. Just taking a quick drink of water. Yeah, you can see all these at a glance here too. It's very handy to see what's upcoming. Having that recent events too, so we can just go right into things. So if I wanted to see sort of last week's event, I can do that right from there. It's a very, very awesome thing. to have available. All right. Well, I think that's about it for me for today. Again, I'll be next webinar will be looks like Monday. The time will be announced here very soon. We're going to be getting to that. But again, fill out that survey link, and this will be on YouTube as well, along with all of the other ones. You can find all of those and more information in this help desk section right here. And I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you so much.